And, I come, a couple of decades in the marketing world and have seen PR evolved. And just like you said it very well. The nomenclature, we use the same terms, but they mean different things. Media means something different now than it did. And, Howard Stern was big. Well, he'll soon retire and be gone. Joe Rogan's big. Well, he'll soon retire. There'll be another Joe Rogan. This stuff is just not going to stop, and it'll be organic and go its own way. Saying all that, back to podcast in general, I think they're amazing. I think if you really want to use a hybrid publisher, self-publish, basically, not going to the traditional publishers and creating a book, publishing and marketing now's never been a better time, and tomorrow will be better than today. I think I was listening to this old marketing podcast, which is Joe Polizzi did this morning, and they were saying they are tired of big brands complaining they don't have enough budget to market. They were very articulate, more than I will be, but it was basically like, look at all these solopreneurs, these content entrepreneurs, as they call them, individuals that are just exploding onto and you know what you do? It's still elbow grease. You're not you. I know how much you're not you without all the elbow grease that you put into a brand. I know, I don't know you that well, but I know how much work it goes into it. And that doesn't leave. If you're willing to work, create a marketing plan, have some sort of budget.
Let's go a little deeper in marketing, because you're the former president of the American Advertising Federation.
Well, I mean, in a regional.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So here's my big question for you. I'm hoping I'm wrong. The traditional
former for reasons, but go ahead.
Okay. The traditional article of faith in the publishing world is, unless someone is a super famous celebrity, you can't advertise for a book without spending more than what you would recoup from any sales. Now, there's a lot of different ways of doing it on Amazon these days. I know some people, at least for 6-month, 8-month period, tell me, okay, TJ, for every $5 I spent on ads, I did get $8 worth of sales. So it worked. Based on your background as a marketer and advertising expert, do you have new techniques for how someone, let's say I'm a business executive and I say, hey, I want to write this book, 30,000 all in is okay. But you know what? If I could spend 10,000 a month on advertising and bring in 11,000 and back to me and not lose money, I would do that. Do you have any system of doing that with advertising for books?
Well, I have empirical evidence, and that is the authors that we've worked with and that we are working with, and a lot of other authors that come from like Greenleaf and so forth. Here's the big news. I don't have any new words to use. Every word I'm about to tell you is words that have been around. It's just the cake recipe has changed. Mm-hmm. One is good old fashioned email. So all of these publishers, I forgot who you mentioned, like Atomic Habits and all this, I assure you, he had an email database that started with one person that probably went to tens of thousands, but you have to start building that pre-launch of your book. Friends and family, podcast, you have to get all of that lined up. So at the end of the day, it's a good old fashioned Excel spreadsheet or Google sheet, and it's a marketing plan. And whether you have $500 to spend or $50,000 or more, you break up that recipe and you work harder than you've ever worked to evangelize that book, if that's your purpose. And then from that, speaking engagements and consulting jobs and everything. So the recipes are all there. But the elbow grease is the X factor.
The company is chapters.io. If you want to check it out and learn how they work, if you're thinking about publishing a book and the prospect of sending letters to literary agents for the next 2 years and not hearing anything doesn't appeal to you, you may want to check them out as a part of your due diligence in the publishing world. So special thanks to Dan Curran. Any final message you have, final words for anyone thinking about becoming an author?
Yeah. So yes, again, I love the conversation today. So thank you. Again, my email is dan@chapters.io, and then you can find me on LinkedIn as well. If you'd like to talk about AI, publishing, the ethics of everything, if I could help connect you to self-publishers or publishers, just let me know. Don't know if I can help, check all the boxes, but I love talking about it. And I just encourage people to capture their wisdom and write a book.
Dan Curran, thank you for being our guest today.
Thank you.